We are counting down the 10 UK canned tuna brands every shopper needs to know about, ranking them from the riskiest tins to the safest picks you can trust. From household names that hide quality problems to surprising supermarket labels with questionable sourcing, these entries reveal shocking gaps in standards, from mysterious origins and excessive additives to inconsistent processing and strange textures. Only 2 brands truly stand out as clean and reliable. Which ones made the cut? Let us dive in, starting with number 10. Number 10, John West. John West sits on more UK supermarket shelves than any other tuna brand, holding 31% market share and offering 92 different products. Yet for shoppers looking for verified sustainability, the options shrink fast. Only 17 John West tins carry the blue Marine Stewardship Council label, and those are found exclusively at Waitrose. In every other supermarket, Tesco, Sainsbury's, Asda and Morrison's, the vast majority of John West tuna lacks third-party certification. That means most shoppers reaching for this familiar green and gold tin are getting tuna with no independent verification of how it was caught or where it came from. The label might promise quality, but consumer reviews tell a different story. Complaints about mushy texture and uneven flavour are common, especially in the skipjack varieties that dominate John West's range. With so many products and only a handful meeting the highest sustainability standards, John West's reputation as a safe bet does not always hold up under closer inspection. Unless you are shopping at Waitrose and checking for the Marine Stewardship Council logo on every tin, there is no guarantee you are getting certified, responsibly sourced tuna or a firm, satisfying bite. Prince's is a name most UK shoppers recognise, but behind the familiar blue label, the story gets complicated. In Greenpeace's most recent canned tuna rankings, Prince's landed at the bottom for sustainability. The problem starts with what is inside the tin and what is missing from the packaging. Unlike leading brands that clearly state the tuna species and the fishing method, Prince's offers little transparency. Most tins lack any mention of how the fish was caught or even which species is inside. Prince's routinely sells Big Eye tuna alongside yellowfin, with no clear labelling. Big Eye is classified as vulnerable on the IUCN Red List, and its populations are under serious pressure worldwide. Greenpeace flagged Prince's for high bycatch rates, which means other marine life, including threatened species, often gets scooped up in the same nets. For shoppers trying to make an informed, responsible choice, the label leaves more questions than answers. Even when it comes to texture and taste, Prince's often relies on cheaper tuna flakes, giving many tins a bland flavour and a weak, crumbly consistency. Without clear species or catch method information and with conservation concerns stacking up, Prince's falls short of what many UK consumers now expect from a trusted canned tuna brand. Fish4Ever built its reputation on ethical sourcing and sustainable fishing, but not every tin on the shelf lives up to that promise. The brand splits its range into premium and budget lines, and it is the cheaper option that draws the most complaints. Shoppers picking up the low-grade Fish4Ever tins often find themselves disappointed by texture more than anything else. Reviews mention tuna that is too soft, almost mushy, with uneven chunk sizes that fall apart when drained. Some batches contain large, firm pieces, while others are made up of small, broken flakes, sometimes in the same pack. This inconsistency makes it hard to know what you are getting, even if the label looks familiar. For those looking for a reliable, satisfying bite every time, the budget line just does not deliver. The lesson here is clear. Even brands known for their values can cut corners on certain products, so checking the label for the exact line or sub-brand is essential. Fish4Ever's premium tins have a very different reputation, but the budget range lands at number 8 because unpredictable quality erodes trust, no matter how strong the brand's ethical claims. Ocean Rise is Aldi's private label tuna, and for many shoppers the low price is hard to beat. But what is inside the tin often tells a different story. Aldi's canned tuna range is absent from the Marine Stewardship Council certification listings, which means there is no independent proof of sustainable sourcing or responsible fishing practices. When it comes to quality, Ocean Rise regularly draws complaints for its watery texture and lack of firmness. Drain tests by UK consumers show that a surprising amount of liquid pours out, leaving behind tuna that is pale, soft, and prone to breaking apart. The chunks do not hold their shape, making it tough to get a satisfying forkful, and the taste is often described as flat or diluted. The label offers little reassurance. There is no mention of catch method, no certification logos, and no details about the species or fishing area. For shoppers looking for a blue MSC tick or any third-party verification, the Ocean Rise tin comes up empty. Aldi's focus on ultra-low cost means cutting corners on sourcing transparency and product consistency. In a market where more consumers are checking for sustainability and quality, Ocean Rise lands at number 7 because its low price too often comes at the expense of taste, texture, and trust. Newgate Tuna, Lidl's private label offering, stands out for all the wrong reasons when it comes to sodium content. Most tins are packed in brine, not spring water, and the difference is clear the moment you read the nutrition panel. Where premium brands often hover around 200 to 250 milligrams of sodium per 100 grams, Newgate's brine-packed cans can push well above 350 milligrams, sometimes close to double the amount found in water-packed alternatives. That extra salt is not just a number on the label. It is what gives Newgate tuna its signature, salty aftertaste, a common complaint among shoppers. The brining process, meant to preserve and bulk up lower-grade tuna, leaves the fish tasting aggressively seasoned and sometimes masks the natural flavor entirely. The texture does not help either. Small, broken pieces dominate the tin, making it hard to find a solid chunk. For anyone watching their salt intake, especially those with high blood pressure or on a low-sodium diet, this is a major red flag. Comparing sodium per 100 grams across brands reveals just how much of an outlier Newgate can be. If you are stuck with a brine-packed tin, draining and rinsing the tuna under cold water can help cut some of the salt, but it will not bring it anywhere near the levels of a water-packed or premium brand. For shoppers who care about both health and taste, Newgate's heavy hand with the salt lands it at number 6. Scotia Seafood tuna is a name you will not find splashed across television ads or supermarket end caps, but it fills the shelves of discount shops and pound stores throughout the UK. Unlike bigger brands, Scotia Seafood offers almost no details about where its tuna comes from or how it is caught. There is no Marine Stewardship Council logo, no fair trade certification, no non-governmental organisation certification, and no way to trace the fish back to a responsible source. For shoppers scanning the tin, the packaging is as generic as it gets. Just a name, a picture, and a low price. That low price comes with its own set of problems. Reviews on budget grocery forums and product sites often mention a strong fishy odour when the can is opened. That is a red flag for freshness and handling. The texture draws complaints too. Instead of solid chunks, many tins contain tuna that is soft, stringy, or that falls apart into flakes. With no digital footprint in sustainability databases and no traceability codes on the label, Scotia Seafood leaves consumers in the dark about what they are actually buying. For anyone who cares about what is in their food and where it comes from, this kind of opacity is a serious risk. In a market where more brands are at least trying to show their sourcing, Scotia Seafood's near-anonymous approach stands out for all the wrong reasons. Seal Bay tuna lands at number 4, because you never know what you are going to get. This brand turns up in discount shops and cash and carry stores all across the UK, usually promising a low price and a simple label. For shoppers looking for a reliable tin, Seal Bay's quality control leaves a lot to be desired. Buyer reports show a pattern. One batch may contain tuna chunks that hold together well, while the next is filled with soft, almost paste-like fish that collapses on the fork. Some reviewers mention opening 2 cans from the same multi-pack and finding completely different textures inside. The only consistency is the inconsistency. There is no information on the label about catch method, species, or a traceable batch code, so it is impossible to know if you are getting a decent product or a soggy disappointment. This unpredictability is not just frustrating, it turns every purchase into a gamble. For anyone who wants a dependable meal, Seal Bay's lack of quality control makes it a brand to skip. If you have ever opened a tin and wondered if it is supposed to look like that, Seal Bay's reputation for wild batch-to-batch variation is likely to blame. Shore Valley Tuna claims a spot near the top of this list for one reason: dryness. Consumer reviews and drained can tests tell the same story. Open a tin, and what you often find is tuna that looks parched, with crumbly flakes that barely hold together. This problem is not just about taste or mouthfeel, it is a sign of what food scientists call low water holding capacity, WHC. In simple terms, that means the tuna muscle cannot keep much moisture locked inside, so when the can is drained, the fish left behind feels dry and sometimes even gritty. This is more than a minor annoyance. WHC loss usually happens when tuna is overcooked during processing or handled roughly before it is packed. The muscle fibers break down and the natural juices that should give tuna its signature succulent bite are lost. Shore Valley's reputation for a dry, crumbly texture lines up with this technical fault, one that is nearly impossible to fix once the can is sealed. For shoppers who want firm, satisfying chunks that hold their shape, Shore Valley's lack of moisture and poor texture control make it a brand to skip. The difference between a dry, disappointing tin and a premium one with real bite starts here, with how well the tuna holds onto its water from sea to shelf. Fish4Ever's premium line stands out on UK shelves for one reason: it is verifiable. Every tin in this range carries the Blue Marine Stewardship Council logo, a mark that is not just for show. The Marine Stewardship Council logo means the tuna inside can be traced from the ocean to the can, with every step audited by independent experts. To check the claim, go to the Marine Stewardship Council online database, type Fish4Ever Premium, and check the certification status for yourself. The chain of custody system behind this logo requires that every supplier, processor, and distributor handling the tuna meets strict standards for traceability and separation from non-certified fish. That is not something you will find on most UK supermarket tuna brands. Fish4Ever Premium does not just stop at the logo. The label spells out pole and line catch, a method praised by Greenpeace and marine scientists for minimizing bycatch and protecting ocean ecosystems. Pole and line fishing means each tuna is caught one at a time, reducing the risk of scooping up endangered species or juvenile fish. This approach is more labor-intensive and costly, but it is the gold standard for responsible sourcing. For UK shoppers, that translates to a product you can trust, not just on environmental grounds, but for quality too. When it comes to texture, Fish4Ever Premium tins have built a reputation for solid, meaty chunks that hold their shape. Consumer reviews on UK food forums and retailer sites consistently praise the firmness and clean bite, no mushy flakes or stringy bits. In taste tests, the difference is clear. The tuna holds together on a fork with a natural flavor that does not rely on heavy brining or artificial additives. Nutritionists on review panels often point to the short ingredient list: just tuna, water, and a pinch of salt, as a sign of minimal processing and clean eating. There is no need to rinse away excess sodium or hunt for hidden additives. Unlike budget lines that cut corners on both sourcing and texture, Fish4Ever Premium delivers a consistent, satisfying experience. The brand's commitment to third-party verification and transparent sourcing is easy to prove. Any shopper can pick up a tin, scan the barcode, and confirm the certification in real time. That is why Fish4Ever Premium earns the number 2 spot. It combines environmental responsibility with genuine quality, offering UK consumers a trustworthy choice that is easy to check and even easier to enjoy. Clearspring Organic tuna sits at the top of this countdown for one reason: verifiable purity. Each tin carries the Soil Association Organic logo, a mark that is not handed out lightly. To earn it, every stage of the supply chain, from the fishing vessel to the packing plant, must meet strict standards for environmental care, ingredient integrity, and transparency. Unlike brands that rely on vague claims or generic promises of sustainability, Clearspring's certification is independently audited and fully traceable. The ingredient list reads like a model of simple, just tuna, spring water, and a pinch of sea salt. There are no preservatives, no artificial flavors, and no hidden additives. That minimalism is not just about what is left out, it is a guarantee you are getting only what is necessary, nothing more. When it comes to texture and taste, Clearspring delivers what so many other tins promise but rarely achieve. The chunks are firm and hold their shape, never dissolving into mush or breaking apart under a fork. Consumer panels and expert reviewers consistently point to the clean, natural flavor. There is no metallic tang, no fishy aftertaste, just the subtle richness of well-handled tuna. Ingredient panels across competing brands often reveal added vegetable broth, flavor enhancers, or excessive sodium used to mask lower-grade fish. Clearspring's approach is the opposite: transparency on the label, and a product that stands up to scrutiny both in taste tests and under the microscope of certification. Organic accreditation means more than just a logo. For canned tuna, it requires full documentation of the catch area, compliance with European organic aquaculture regulations, and batch-level verification by the certifying body. Every tin can be traced back through the supply chain, with records available for audit. This level of oversight is rare in the UK tuna market, where most brands offer little more than a barcode and a best before date. Shoppers who want proof, not just promises, can cross-check Clearspring's organic status directly in the Soil Association public database. With so many UK brands falling short, whether through unclear sourcing, inconsistent texture, or a laundry list of additives, Clearspring Organic stands apart for its commitment to clean eating and ingredient honesty. It is a simple formula: certified organic, minimal processing, and a label you can actually trust. For anyone seeking not just a safe choice, but the highest standard available on UK supermarket shelves, Clearspring Organic Tuna is the clear winner. Across all 10 brands, one pattern stands out. Quality and safety in UK canned tuna depend on rigorous sourcing and transparency, not price or popularity. Most brands still cut corners, while only a few meet modern standards. That reality matters now more than ever, as consumer choices directly drive change. Choose wisely. Your tin can shape the industry. If you found this eye-opening, subscribe for more in-depth breakdowns.